Okay, let's dive into something that's, a really powerful but often kind of overlooked idea in education. It's called assessment for learning, and it might just be the secret weapon for helping every single student succeed.
So we've all seen this, right? Maybe you've even been there yourself. A student just hits a wall. They're putting in the effort, but they just can't seem to break through. It's super frustrating. But what if the problem isn't about trying harder? What if we're missing the real issue?
And this, right here, is the heart of it. A student totally gets the end goal. Ace the test, solve the big equation, but they have absolutely no clue what the step-by-step path to get there looks like. It's like someone telling you to climb a mountain but not giving you a map. That gap between where you are and where you need to be, that's where everything grinds to a halt.
So, how do we give them that map? Well, the answer is in a totally different way of thinking about evaluation. It's called assessment for learning. And listen, this isn't about grades or tests, it's about actually navigating the journey of learning itself.
Okay, so assessment for learning, or AFL for short, it's got two really important parts. First, yeah, the teacher checks in on where a student is at. But the second part, that's where the magic really happens. The student themselves has this light bulb moment. They realize exactly what they need to do differently. This is huge. It flips the script and lets them own their progress. Now, this isn't just a one and done kind of thing. The real power here is that assessment for learning creates this amazing, continuous cycle of getting better and better. So let's break down how that loop actually works.
So here's a cycle. Step 1. The teacher assesses where the student is, compared to a really clear goal. Step 2. Based on that, the student has that aha moment. They finally see what to do next. And then step 3, they actually do it. They make the changes and they hit the goal. And that success, it just fuels them up for the next round of learning.
This brings us to a really, really important difference. You know how feedback is usually about what you did in the past, what went wrong? Well, AFL is all about feed forward. It's about looking at where you are right now to figure out the exact steps for where you're going next. It's a total shift from here's what you messed up to here's exactly what to do to succeed. And when you put this feed forward idea into practice, wow, the results are incredible. This isn't just some nice theory. There's actual proof of how it unlocks what students are capable of.
The research shows that this is a game changer for literally all learners. But you know who it helps the most? The kids who usually struggle with normal tests. Instead of just getting a bad grade that makes them feel like a failure, they get a clear roadmap for how to get better. It's empowering.
Let's just put it side by side. On one hand, you have traditional tests, which for some kids just feel like a big red stamp that says fail. But on the other hand, you have assessment for learning. It completely flips that. It shows every single student that success isn't some secret code. It's a path, and here are the steps.
And you see this impact everywhere, but it's especially huge in a few spots. It helps build a really deep understanding from a young age. And for subjects like math and science, where every single idea builds on the last one, it is absolutely crucial. It helps kids stop worrying about just getting the right answer and start actually understanding why it's the right answer. And really, this is the ultimate goal, isn't it? When students learn the recipe for success, when they get what good work actually looks like, they're not just waiting for instructions anymore. They become these active, independent learners who can look at their own work, spot the problems, and figure out how to fix them all by themselves. So we've got this incredible method. It works, it empowers students, it drives real success, which brings us to a pretty big paradox. If it's so great, why isn't it in every single classroom? And that's the bizarre thing. The research couldn't be clearer. Even with all this proof that it works, assessment for learning just isn't used that much. It's this super powerful tool that's mostly just sitting on the sidelines. I mean, let's just recap what's being left on the table here. A way to create independent learners. A way to boost success for literally every student. A way to get kids to really, truly understand tough subjects. The benefits are just undeniable. So it all boils down to this one massive question. When we know something works this well, why is it being left on the shelf? Is it because we're so focused on standardized tests and final scores that we forget about the learning journey itself? Is it a lack of training for teachers? Whatever the reason, you have to wonder why one of the best tools we have in education is so often ignored.